Enter the world of horror. The story of serial Russian killer Andrei Chikatilo. In the late 70s, imagine with me, my friend, that you are walking in a dense forest. The sun's rays barely penetrate the leaves of the trees. There is a frightening silence surrounding you, and suddenly, you stumble upon something. A corpse. This is the world of Andrei Chikatilo, the Rostov town, who terrorized the Soviet Union in the 1970s and 1982. Andrei was an outwardly ordinary man, a husband and father of 4 kids, a Russian language teacher, but behind this mask, a human monster was hiding, driven by dark desires. The horror story began in 1978. His first victim was a young girl named Lena. He lured her to an abandoned shack, promising her candy, and unfortunately she accepted. There, he unleashed his brutality, stabbing her to death and mutilating her body in horrific ways. This was just the beginning. Andrei was a skilled hunter. He carefully selected his victims, targeting homeless children and vulnerable women, those who would not be easily missed. He would lure them with the promise of a job, money, or help, then take them to remote places to begin his bloody rituals. He was not satisfied with just killing, but he also carried out brutal acts on the bodies of his victims, cutting off their organs, gouging out their eyes, and drinking the blood coming from the neck and eating parts of their bodies. He would leave the bodies in public places. As a form of challenge to the police, a wave of terror spread throughout Rostov. Parents were afraid for their children, and women were afraid to go out alone. The police were under tremendous pressure to catch the killer, and the people was pressing the police to find him. But the investigation was difficult. Andrei was smart. He did not leave behind any significant evidence, and he moved between cities and villages to convince the police that the killer was more than one person. In 1984, Andrei was arrested, but not for the murders. He was arrested on charges of theft and harassment, but was released due to lack of evidence. This was a huge mistake, because he returned to his crimes more and more. The killings continued for years, and the police were baffled. In the end, it formed a special team of investigators, led by Major Mikhail Fedosov. The team analyzed all available evidence and drew a psychological profile of the killer. They were looking for a man who was intelligent, organized, with sexual disorders, and perhaps had a job that would allow him to move around freely. They began monitoring train and bus stations, and there, in November 1990, Andrei was spotted acting suspiciously. He was arrested, and after intense interrogation, forced him to beat him severely. He broke down and confessed to his horrific crimes. Andrei confessed to 56 murders, and recounted horrific details about each crime, and how he was enjoying playing with them during his party time and eating them. He described how he enjoyed torturing his victims, and how he felt ecstasy when he saw them die. In February 1994, the death sentence was carried out. Andrei Chikatilo's life is over, but his terrifying story will remain engraved in the world's memory, as a warning of the monster that may be hiding behind the mask of an ordinary person. This real story, my friend, is not just a horror story, but rather a reminder of the presence of evil in the world, and the importance of vigilance and caution. It is a story that makes us question human nature, and the limits to which evil can reach and can do. Hope you guys likes the video, so subscribe and like the video to see more interesting stories. See you in the next video.